Right, so quick little recap of the parts for Wish You Were Here. We have the intro, we have the verse chords, and we have some singing melodies, and we have some soloing. So for the intro, we've got 3 chords: E minor 7, G, and A7 sus 4. All have third and pinky finger there for the whole thing, so leave them parked there. And then we're going to add in some melody notes from E minor pentatonic. So the first one, we've got this. I did a little hammer on for the A string. So my first finger's hammering into that string. And then from that, we go to an E minor chord. Number 2. So what's easy about that is we've just played E minor, middle finger's already playing this note, and we go to a G. For number 3, we have another little hammer on, but this is a grace note. So we don't really hear the D string, we just slam straight in after we've picked it. A7 sus 4 straight after, and then finally number 4, another hammer on the A string, and we just keep playing that G chord until we get into the verse. Verse chords, we've got C, D, A minor, and G. The second time when we repeat, we swap the D and the C around, so D first. And then again, jam on that G, and it either goes back around again for the second verse, or after we've finished playing the verse, we go to that part. We're picking up from that middle finger note. Right, so that's pretty much all the chords, and then we just need to look at the solo. So I'll play the solo phrase by phrase. Watch out for some of the sliding techniques or some of the bending techniques. I'll show you some alternatives if you're not happy with the bend. And we're thinking E minor pentatonic. Either there or up above we've got the second position of that. Also, you can think of that as G major pentatonic if that helps. Okay, so the solo goes like this. So that first phrase, we're sliding in with our middle finger so that the other fingers can play the other notes nice and easily. Next, we have a little pull-off section. So we're going to prepare these fingers, squeeze down frets 4 and 2 on the G string, pick the first note and pull off, so one off the other. You've got to make sure that you're pulling the string down, you're not just lifting your finger off. After that we catch the open D. All together. Next we've got a little mini slide, followed by 2 open Ds. That's relatively simple. Just make sure that that slide isn't separate, it's a grace note. Okay, next, a bit tricky, we're going to try and squeeze 2 frets down at the same time with a barred finger. So flat fingerprint, and work sliding from fret 3 to fret 5 and back again. having your thumb right behind that finger. Is key for that. Similar, these two notes here. So those two bits. And then continue on from there. Alright, then we wait for this bit to happen again. And then we play another phrase similar to the first one. But then we follow this with a bend. Okay, if you're not quite happy doing the bends, a couple of tips. You get all three fingers to fret on the frets below. So this finger's job is to squeeze the note down, keep that one fretted. These ones are going to help push, and then we put our thumb over the top so that we can pivot round our wrist. Okay, just have a little go at putting your fingers on the strings and see you can move the string without playing it. And then you've got to keep that squeezed so that the note rings. And it'll be bent as you move those other fingers up. Okay, it's not this movement with your fingers, it's lock your fingers and move your wrist. Like you're turning a doorknob. From this angle. Ooh. So what we're doing there is making this note go up about 2 frets really smoothly. And there's your alternative. If you can't quite get the bend, you can just do a little slide. They're almost exactly the same. So that little bit. Or with a slide. Okay, similarly here. That bit we're bending fret 4 up about a fret, bit out of tune, but we catch that next note straight away. And because the G string on my guitar is wound, it's like got grooves in it like the lower strings, it's quite hard to bend it upwards, so I pull it down this way, which is a little bit stronger for your fingers. So try bending both ways, see which one works for you. That way I am doing what I was saying before, of doing that with my fingers this time, rather than locking them and moving my wrist. Try them out. Right, where were we? Alright, yeah, and then we play the same phrase again. But tag along just a little bend and a held full stop note. And that's when the G chord comes in. And we're ready to move to the next section. Right, so I'll just play through the solo nice and slowly. See if you can follow along. Right, and so finally, we're just going to have a little look at playing either some melodies or just improvising our own tunes over the top. We're using the scale that we talked about before, so E minor pentatonic or G major pentatonic, whichever way you see it. And we're going to try and pick out some of the melodies that he sings in there, but we don't have to be super accurate and do it exactly how he sings it. We can add our own little flares to it and be more guitar-y. So for example, when he sings So You Can Tell, okay, he's taken some of the notes out of the E minor scale and added in the C note because it's over a C chord. So if you're thinking of a C chord, this first finger, and then he's using the C here, a B just below it, and the G to get so. Excuse the awful singing. Okay, so I've just sort of improvised around the notes that are in the E minor scale, every now and then putting in the C notes because that's one that he leans on when he's singing it. And then using my ears to try to figure out or hear where the next little bit is. Now what's nice is because we're doing it in an instrumental version, we don't have to stay exactly the same, so that if you listen to my version, I've gone a bit, I've used some other extra notes or just not played it right, but it still sounds nice. And that's what, improvising is about, using your own creativity. So have a go, see if you can make up your own little solos. The last very bit of the song is another solo bit, so we can either play the real solo again or improvise around these boxes. Right, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about is what you guys need to do to record it. I've explained it in the Ensemble, but just to clarify what I've got here, I've got my phone here. I've got my voice recorder app open, so it's probably different depending on what phone you've got, but set it up so that the microphone is pointing towards your guitar. I aim it towards roughly the 12th fret. That's a nice sort of balanced place to have it. Unless you have microphones and stuff at home, obviously use whatever you have. And then we're just going to play the track. I've got headphones on, and we're going to play the track. The phone won't be picking up the track that I'm listening to and playing along to. It'll just be picking up the guitar, and that way the audio that we record won't have any background in. It'll just be the clean guitar. Right, so we hit go, hit play, and then start playing along, etc. And then when you're done with that, send it. Alright, good luck everybody. Look forward to hearing it all and putting it together. I think it'll sound great. And play, you don't have to do everything all in one take. You can do, pieces. If you can do the verse really well and then stop and then put the backing track on again and have a go at doing the chorus part or playing the solo separately, that's all be really good. And if you send them all over, I can piece it together like a sound jigsaw. And we'll have a cool little song. Right, have a good Christmas everybody, and see you in the new year.